Golden child stepsister ruined my birthday party, then handed me a list of her wedding demands. I finally snapped. My, female 18, stepsister, Bianca, female 22, could do nothing wrong in the eyes of my parents. She was their miracle baby after my mom struggled with fertility issues. I was born 4 years after Bianca was born, and obviously, I wasn't considered a miracle or golden child for whatever reason. So, as you guys can imagine, I've known the entitlement, jealous and toxic behavior that Bianca showed all her life. With all the hype my parents gave her, she wanted to be the center of attention at all times and wanted me to give up on opportunities just so she could be the center of attention. This, in turn, affected my mental health tremendously because I was pretty much gaslighted to believe that I was undeserving of love. Thankfully, as time went on and I met amazing people outside my family, I realized that truly wasn't the case. My amazing friends, teachers, my current partner and even past partners have helped me realize how much deserving of love I am. This gave me the confidence to stand up for myself and led to this happening. It was my 18th birthday when it all went down. Now, I don't really care much about any holidays, people can do what they want on those, but for me, my birthday is one of the most special and important days for me in my life. It is on this day only that I live my heart out, spend my heart out, and so whatever I want, however I want. Everyone knows this, including Bianca, and of course, she can't handle giving up on her need for attention even for a single day. So, Bianca, being the attention-seeking witch she is, has tried multiple times throughout the years to try to ruin this special occasion. This time was no different. My parents, friends and extended family all had come together to throw me a surprise birthday party. The moment I entered the home and saw everyone singing happy birthday, I was so excited. My heart filled with happiness. I thought to myself that this was truly the 18th birthday I wanted. My heart filled with love and my head with happiness, but Bianca was soon going to ruin it all. The party started and everyone was initially just snacking, drinking and talking. Then, my friends brought out the cake they had gotten for me. The cake was very cute and definitely looked very scrumptious. I sat down by it and my dad lit the candles. Just when I was about to blow the candles and hear everyone sing happy birthday once again, Bianca quite literally squealed stop. She was all giggly with the evilest look on her face that only I could recognize. I knew where this was going. I knew it was about time that she made it all about herself, and it didn't take her much long because, after that, she just pulled up her hand and began showing off her fingers. It took me and everyone around me to understand what she was doing. It wasn't until she squealed out once again in her annoying 13-year-old voice along with her boyfriend that she's engaged. Of course, screw the birthday then, because my parents quite literally jumped into her arms and began cooing at her. Everyone around me was stunned for a couple of seconds but eventually followed my parents in congratulating her. I guess this attention wasn't enough for her because Bianca then pulled out a bunch of papers from her pocket and handed it to me. I was confused. Initially, I thought it was a letter for me because it was my birthday, and well, it wasn't. It was a huge to-do list with things she expected me to do at her wedding without giving me the title of bridesmaid or maid of honor. She explained it all to me as I sat there speechless. She even had the audacity to say that I owed it to her because we were family. I saw red. I don't even know what was going inside my head from there because I saw the candle that was melting away, brought the paper in front and watched it burn. Everyone in the room gasped audibly and Bianca's face turned bright red. I knew she couldn't handle rejection but didn't expect that her ego would be this bad because the next thing I saw happening was Bianca knocking the cake off of the table. The cake was huge, by the way. I lost it. My parents began screaming at me, I began screaming at them, and the four of us got into a huge screaming fight. I knew if I stayed in that room a minute longer, I'd end up slapping the bitch out of Bianca. So, I went away with my friends and boyfriend who dragged me outside the house. It's been 2 days since I haven't returned home. I'm living with my boyfriend and his parents currently. Everyone is split on this situation, telling me that I should have just ignored Bianca since I knew how she was. Others say that it was about time that I taught her a lesson because she was clearly out of line. Now, I'm totally unsure what to do. My parents seem eerily calm in this situation, telling me to just come back because we need to talk. Now, I can't pinpoint if they're doing that out of some greed that they have or if they genuinely just want to talk. I'd really appreciate some advice here. Am I the a-hole? Update 1. I received a text from my sister's fiancé Ryan asking me for my PayPal and to stop making such a huge deal out of a situation that I signed up for. I was shocked and confused. So, I asked him to explain and he told me that he knew what I had told Bianca and gave her consent to announce her engagement at my birthday. Bianca was crying apparently because she didn't understand why I flipped out. I was dumbfounded. Bianca's toxicity was truly crossing the limits for me. I knew I wasn't just going to stay quiet and make Ryan think that I was a devil and his fiancée was an angel sent from above. I told him everything and even showed him the text that Bianca was spamming me with. Ryan completely stopped replying to me after that. I guess that gave him the reality check that he deserved. I think after that, things didn't end up so well for Bianca though, because she just wouldn't stop spamming my phone like crazy. She hasn't said anything clearly, but I assume it's something related to Ryan. My parents too have messaged me saying how disappointed they are in me. Oh well, I'm not really new to hearing this, so I couldn't care any less. If Ryan has decided to leave her, it's on her. I'm just going to relax and see how things turn out. Update 2. Hi everyone. I went over to my parents' place today to get my things. My boyfriend and I have decided to rent a small place together until we both get into college, which is a couple of months ahead. There's nothing wrong with his parents' family, but we just didn't want to be a burden to them. Plus, I wanted to see how it'd be to live on our own until college came by. Currently, it's going decently. My parents did not like my decision though, because they're going to be losing the money I had been giving them ever since I turned 17 and got my own job. They knew when I'd be coming home, so they had invited Bianca over and she tried so hard to get me to react to her screaming. It was hard not to, but I was successfully able to ignore whatever she was blabbering. My parents tried so hard to get me to stop and apologize to Bianca for turning her life upside down over my stupid birthday. Not gonna lie, that one really hurt, but at the same time made me realize just how badly I needed to get out of that house. It's been a couple of days since I visited my parents' place. They have no idea where I'm living, and my boyfriend's parents promised me that they wouldn't be telling anyone except for a select few about my whereabouts. I think I won't be having any updates for a while now. I'll just be spending my time with my boyfriend and friends. Update 3. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I had posted on this subreddit a couple of months back asking for advice over my sister who ruined my birthday by announcing her wedding at the party and then handing me a to-do list. I burned down the list at the party itself, and which led to a lot of drama that led me to move out of the house and Bianca's fiancé to break up with her. Well, a few weeks after that all went down, and I received a message from Ryan once again. The message was an entire paragraph from him that went down after he had first messaged me. He told me that Bianca led him to believe that she had asked for my permission to announce her wedding at my party, and when I reacted the way I did, she told him that it was because she refused to buy me a cake. I wasn't surprised at all. This wasn't the first time that Bianca had lied to cover her butt and shift the blame on me. It made sense why he asked me for my PayPal then. Well, after all that happened, I came into the picture and explained my side of the story. He said that seeing the screenshots that I had sent him opened his eyes to how much of a psychopath Bianca was. He immediately kicked her out of his apartment and broke off the engagement. Bianca went full-on crazy mode on him and tried to break into his apartment. This led to him getting a restraining order against her. After the explanation, he thanked me for helping him and offered to buy me a cake as a thank you. I couldn't refuse and invited him over, as my boyfriend suggested we do a small dinner party to make up for the birthday I lost, and boy, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't the best party ever. Ryan is truly a great guy and gave me and my best some of the best advice we received as we went off to college. Everything has been as good as it possibly can ever since. With that, I think I can finally say, all's well that ends well, and you guys play a huge role for me to get to this point. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. My 23 female family is shallow. From a young age, my parents stressed to us the importance of looks and appearances. Everyone in the family either models or does some kind of sport to remain fit, the same is expected of any future spouse we bring. Last year my brother Ben, 28 male, introduced us to his girlfriend Gia, 26 female. Gia is sweet, but she is the total opposite of what my brother used to date, with the main difference being her weight. Gia is not obese, but she's definitely plus-sized. Her size unfortunately warranted a lot of nasty comments from my family. Most are said behind her back, while some are said in a joking tone in front of her. The family doesn't shut up about how Ben deserves better and how Gia is not up to their standards. Over the year they have been together, Ben did little to nothing to stop our family from teasing Gia behind her back, only stepping in when they have gone too far, like photoshopping her face onto a cow and making prints of it. I've had multiple conversations with my brother about the topic, and Ben admitted that although he doesn't find Gia attractive, she is a great partner and will someday make an amazing mother, so he is willing to overlook her lacking. I was disgusted by him. A month ago was my cousin's wedding, and while the entire family took pictures together, Gia was asked to step back and ushered to a different room. The reason she was given is that until marriage no one was allowed to join family pictures in case of a breakup, which I guess some families do but ours never did. They never had any issue with Ben's previous partners joining pictures, only Gia. After the wedding, I decided that enough is enough and asked Gia to meet up privately for a conversation. When we met up, I showed her all the text messages I gathered of family members insulting her and showed her how Ben did nothing to defend her and even joined in the fun. I told her that I'm sorry she had to find out this way, but my entire family hates her and I think she deserves a lot better than Ben considering he did nothing to stop their behavior. Gia looked sad at first before telling me I'm a witch for showing her the texts and that she's not planning on breaking up with her boyfriend, so she would rather remain oblivious to how his family viewed her. I later got a call from Ben also cursing me out for telling Gia the family hates her for something she can't control, also known as her appearance, and it would have been better for everyone involved if she remained oblivious. They are still together and ignore me whenever I see them, which makes me think I'm an a-hole and shouldn't have said anything. Just getting ages out of the way. I'm 22, male. My nephew is 7 and my brother is 23. I have a special nickname for my nephew. I call him Blip. I call him that because he was a tiny baby when he was born, and when I first held him, my dad said he's barely a blip on your radar. That was a joke because I'm pretty tall and my nephew looked extra tiny when I was holding him. Since then, Blip became my nickname for him. I still call him that and he doesn't like it when anyone other than me calls him that. The issue happened earlier today. My siblings, they're technically my step-siblings, but I consider them siblings, and I were visiting my dad and stepmom. I got there at the same time as my brother. I walked in and said hello to everyone. I said, "Hey Blip" to my nephew. My brother walked in after me and said "Hey Blip" to my nephew as well. My nephew didn't like that and politely asked my brother to not call him that. That started an argument between my brother and me that ended with him asking me to not call my nephew Blip anymore. I refused and my brother called me a pompous a-hole. The families are pretty split on this. My dad and older sister, my nephew's mom, think I should be allowed to have a special nickname for my nephew, but my stepmom and younger stepsister think that if they can't call him Blip then I shouldn't be allowed to either. So am I the a-hole for refusing to stop using my nephew's nickname?
Editing to add, after the argument between my brother and I asked my nephew if he was still okay with me using his nickname.
He said he still wanted to be called Blip by me. Also adding, my brother's not my nephew's dad. He's just another uncle.